Now you understand the idea about the repetition. We want to loop from 1 until 20, and the product, it means the variable that I will get the final result. So if it is the first time, then it is 1 multiplied by 2, and the result will be 2. And then if I becomes 2, then 2 multiplied by 2, then it will be the next value, which is 4. And then next, it will be 4 multiplied by 2, and the result will be 8. Until 20 times, and we can say that it is the same with the 2 power 20. So it means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 for 20 times. Because it is a product, okay, so it is in the mathematics, okay, products in the mathematics. So the value should start with 1. Why? Can I start with 0? Can I start with 0? What do you think? If I start with 0, what happened? Okay, that's correct. If we put the product equals to 0, 0 multiplied by 2, then always 0. Okay. Any value multiplied with 0, the result will be 0. So when we do this one, we need to start the product with 1 because it is a multiplication, multiply. Okay. If we do the multiplication with 0, then we will not get the result. But we need to start with 1. So if we run this, then we know that 2 power of 20 or 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 for 20 times, the result will be this value. Okay. Thank you. So you don't. Then you know how to solve the problem for the cumulative product. And let's try with this function. Actually, we can make the testing. Okay, let me just use this one. Okay. So we already did the maximum last time. So we have the math. Math is a class of mathematics. So it is about the mathematical function from Java. And then for every method or for every function, they have the specific name. So for example, max, it is a function to find the maximum between two values. So if you have 5 and 7, then it means I would like to find what is the maximum between 5 and 7. Or you can also do like min. Okay? So if you want to math, yeah, if you call the math function, it will automatically call the math class. And then if you press dot, you can see there are many functions here. So we have ABS. ABS means the absolute. Okay, so you can click and then you can see the description. So this is return the absolute value of a double value. And then if you click this one, return an absolute value of a float value, and so on. So we have like sinus, cosinus, tangent, okay, exponent, and etc. Okay, floor and etc. But I just want to explain about the basic mathematical function here. We know the maximum, minimum. How about SQRT? SQRT means the square root. The square root of 4. It is 2. So the value will be in the double format. And then POW. POW is the exponent or power. And you can see if there is an error, Eclipse will show you the alternative solution. Here it mentioned that there are 2 arguments. So it means there are 2 things that you need to input here. For example, 2, 3. Okay. If I run this, the result is 8. So what does it mean by 2, 3? It is 2 power of 3. Okay. So in this case, so it is 2 power of 3. Then the result is 8. Okay. So the 3 is the exponent, and then the 2 is the basis number. Okay. And we have another function which is ABS. ABS means absolute. Absolute. If you have only a value 3, then yeah, you will see 3. But if you have minus 3, then you will see 3. It means you want to make the absolute value. So the positive value will keep positive, but for the negative value will become positive. There are other 3 functions like round, floor, and seal. Let's see one by one. Round, I want to round up the number. Let's say I have 3.1. So 3.1 will be rounded to 1. Sorry, it will be rounded to 3, the nearest integer. Yeah, I will close this one. 3.1 will be rounded to the nearest integer, which is 3. What about 3.9? If the number is 3.9, then it will be rounded up, okay, because it is nearby 4. What about 3.5? It is rounded to 4. But what about if 3.4? It is rounded to 3. Okay. So above 3.5, it will be rounded to the upper. If it is 3.5 below, it will be rounded to 3. So it depends on the number. 5.4, then it will be 5, 5.9567, something like this. Of course, it will be 6. Okay. Or if you want to check like 5.0.0.0.1, then it will be also considered as 6. Okay. It is about round. What about floor? Let's say I have 3.5. Now it will be rounded to the integer value that is the number. So if it is 3.5, then it will go always to 3. If you have 3.9, it will also consider as 3.0. Floor, okay, means badak. Okay, so it will go to the below number, not to the nearest integer. What about seal? Seal, if we have 3.1, Oh, it becomes 4. Why? Ceil means ceiling. Ceiling means we go to the upper part. Okay. If you have 3.0000001, then it will be rounded up to the nearest integer plus, for example, 3.001, then it will be rounded to the plus 1, which is 4. Of course, if you have the value 3.9, yeah, it will be rounded to 4. Okay. We have another example about the cumulative, but now the problem is about cumulative sum. Now we have the input from user using the scanner. Okay. So the scanner, you know that the scanner will use this import function. Okay. And then you define one variable, which is sum equals to 0. Okay. So please understand, if you are using the product, means multiplication, you need to start the initial value with 1. Because whenever we do the multiplication, if you multiply with 0, the result will be 0. But if you are doing the summation, okay, you are doing the summation plus or addition, then the starting number or the initial value will be 0. Because you will need to start from the initial value, which is 0. Now, I would like to find out the cumulative sum. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Then I can do just simply from 1 until 5. And then I can do sum equals to sum plus I. But how if I want to sum any number given by the user? So if I give number 5, 10, okay. And then I give another number, for example, 6, okay. And I give another number, for example, 3, okay. And then I give another number, for example, 9, okay. And then I give another number, for example, 4. So at least there are 5 numbers that I want to input here. And then this random number will be sum. So I want to know what is the sum of those values. So every time I input, I will put the value into the variable sum. So for example, type a number. Okay, let me follow this one. 5, oops, sorry. 5, and then 6, and then 3, and then 9, and 4. Okay, the sum is 27. Okay, 5 plus 6 is 11, 9 plus 3 is 12, and plus 4. There is another example. We are going to do the cumulative sum with sentinel value. What is sentinel value? So sentinel value means any value that you will input, and that value will be the stopping criteria. Now you will see the cumulative sum with sentinel value example here. So here we have also another scanner. So we want to get the input from the user, and then sum equals to 0, and then num equals to 0. Okay. Now I have while num is greater than equal to 0. What does it mean? We know that if we do with the while, if the condition is true, we will do the statements inside this loop. So when we are doing num at the first time, num equals to 0. So num greater than equal to 0. Yes, it is true. Because it is true, we go to the statements and then type a number. I would like to ask the user to input any number. So if it is 5, then I will input 5 here plus sum. Sum is 0. So 0 plus 5, then the result will be 5. Now it will check. 5 is greater than 0? Yes. Because 5 is still greater than 0, then let's input another number. For example, I put -1. Okay. So the -1 here, and then -1, and then plus by 5. The result will be 4. And then we will check -1 greater than equal to 0. Is it true? No, false. Because it is false, then we go out from this loop and then print. So the summation will be 4. Oh. So do you want to include -1? For example, I input 5 and then I input -1. Okay, the sum is 4. Okay. Now, can you improve the problem? For example, when we do the summation, I want to exclude the negative value. Okay. The while loop, this while loop will stop when the number is less than 0. Okay. So if it is negative, then it stops. However, we have this summation. How can we modify this code? So if I input 5 and then I input -1, the result of the sum will be 5, not 4. Any solution? Any idea? No? Sum plus equal to num? Oh, that one is the same with this one. Okay. If I input 5 and then I input -1, then the result is still 4. Actually, I want the result is 5. So I do not want the negative value, which is the sentinel value. I call it, this is the sentinel value. So whenever the negative value inserted into this, then let's stop. If num is less than 0, break. Okay, that's good. Kim Sung-ha, thank you. So it means if, yeah, this is one alternative, okay? If num is less than 0, break. Else, we will do this one. That's one alternative. So we have like 5 -1. Okay, perfect. Very good. I will count your credits. Kim Sang Hap. Okay, can you understand? This is one alternative. Or you may say that, Professor, I do not want to use while. I want to use do while. Oh, that's fine. Do. And then let me just use this one. And then while num is greater than equal to 0. Okay. So using this one, let's type a number 5 and then minus 1. Oh, this one still not included in this one. Okay, because the number is not in the sequence. Okay. Then any other alternative you can find. Okay. So this is one alternative. So that kind of question will be like the problem in your mid exam. Maybe I will just shortly to modify this one. And I guess this is the same with the problem that you have in your Gurum last time. Okay. So you have problems how to define the while. So in this case, the while, the number should be positive. But in your problem in Gurum, the problem should be with the string, yes or no. And yeah, that will be another things. Okay. Anyway, okay, I think it's the time for the break. Let's have a break. I will continue after the break.